Well, thank you all for coming. This is a special occasion and a special group. I think they're here today. I won't recognize except for the mayor who's with us today, and the rest of you are all dignitaries too. Special guests, I think, today are honorees, and it's not often that a person in my position has an opportunity to thank people who probably give more to this institution than anyone, with the exception of the faculty, without any remuneration. I hope it's a joy for you, because it's a pleasure for me, and I want to thank the faculty, many of which are with us today. There are many volunteers over the years, I'm sure since 1932, people who have worked with the institution. I think the regular volunteers that we all know are the Board of Trustees. But once in a while there is exceptional above and beyond service given by a few individuals. And those individuals I'd first like to recognize today. Starting with a honoring of Dick Ferrars. Ms. Ferrars, please. Would you come up? Give this to you. It's a great pleasure.
Why, how pretty. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased. Very pleased. And of course, you know, Dick is also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And a person that I've worked with very closely for about the last year and a half, and I know has been frustrated with me many, many times. The effort of her work is unmatchable. The enthusiasm and the energy that she puts into anything she does, and I'm very pleased that Geraldine, you could be with us today. Thank you.
I'm glad I can be here too today.
And next, I'd like to recognize two people, and let me first mention Coy Stacy, who is a member of our Board of Trustees and chairman of our athletic committee, and who all of you know took on a tremendous task after our beloved Dick Ferrars initiated the auction, and Coy took it and brought it to a climax, and a successful climax. And his number one, I think he'd agree, his number one assistant, Ann Sullivan.
Sure. Well, I had a long list. When they told me what they were doing here, I thought, well, I better make a list of those that helped, and I would occupy the podium up here for the rest of the afternoon if I went into detail. So I just want to say on behalf of those, Ann and myself, particularly those who initiated the auction, I thank everyone who participated in any way, from the people who made donations to the people who knocked on doors and did the soliciting, and the people who attended the auction and did the purchasing. We thank you very much. Our job's not done. We'll be back this year with another program.
These are individual mementos to share with the people that we've given. We also are going to hang this plaque, and of course this will be the first four names on the plaque. And we don't have any criteria as far as X number of hours, but we'll review what we consider outstanding volunteer service. And next year we may not have anyone on the plaque, unless we have like the four people we're honoring today. But that'll be placed in the theater in this area. As I mentioned, Geraldine was our chairman of our Development Council and chaired our executive committee of our development program. It's a program I know you've heard about. It's in its infancy. We're just really getting started. But the people who made substantial contributions to it we're honoring today, and I'd like to start with my list. Thank you. First, people like to represent. I think it's all alphabetical, so I'll start with Dr. and Mrs. Charles Bowley, and Mrs. Bowley is here to accept the plaque. O.C. has also been a long-term volunteer serving on our focus committee and is chaired our patron committee and now is serving on our board of trustees. Next, I'd like to recognize Mr. Clyde Ball. Yes. Mr. George Crounce is another recipient and is not with us this time. I think he's coming back to Paducah tomorrow. So we'll keep the plaque for Mr. Crounce. Mr. Bill Fowler. Bill celebrated his 25th anniversary a year or so ago on the Board of Trustees. He's been a long-time supporter, not only on the Board of Trustees, but as you can see, to our development program, too. And Mr. Bob Green, representing Mr. Green, Mr. Murphy, would you please put this in Bob's office? Thank you. Thank you. And Dr. and Mrs. Wally Montgomery. Doctor. Dr. Montgomery is also a member of our Board of Trustees. Mr. James Moore, who could not be with us today, nor the Henry A. Petter, Mr. James Rickey, and I'm accepting for Conrad Slayton. So we'll just place that aside. Thank you very much. Mr. Hal Sullivan is here for Harold Sullivan. And we also received a substantial contribution from Union Carbide, and we hope that their success will continue in such fine style. Again, this has been, we hope, a very pleasurable experience for you. It will be a memorable one for us, and we hope to do it again next year. We have some coffee in the rear, so please circulate, enjoy the coffee, and thank you very much for coming. And thank very much. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, I asked Tony to bring the bus and park it outside for those that would
Great.
like to see it.
Fine.
So anybody wants to tour
All
it,
right.
we'll be glad to, especially from Mrs. Ferrars.
A real physical thing is outside that, of course, the auction helped paid substantially for. Again, thank you very much.